All right, so there is a new Assassin's Creed trailer out. So I haven't seen it yet. I've only I've only seen people talking about it on Twitter. Um, so we're gonna watch the trailer. I'm gonna give my fresh reaction to it. And then we're also gonna watch a couple videos that Asmongold made about the situation. I assume he's gonna get into everything. I like Asmongold. I think he generally has at least like a reasonable take on things. You know, he's not insane like so many of the people talking about the situation. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh my gosh, it's a balding Japanese man.
Who are you?
What? He's not speaking in Japanese. God, what is it with these Westerners just completely not being faithful to Japanese culture whatsoever? This is unacceptable.
Who do you serve?
All I have ever known in my life.
Oh my gosh, we have to play as a woman.
Our land. Our customs. My family.
Cringe.
In the name of unification.
Oh my gosh. Can't believe it. Oh snap. Oh well, you're getting her ass beat.
You are still a
Is that our
frog in
enemy?
a well who knows nothing of the sea. The ocean's filled with new
Oh, is that the
ships,
Yasuke
but
guy?
they
I guess. Oh, okay. Actually, I have a question about this because okay, I've only ever played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Um, so this is the only Assassin's Creed that I've played. In that game, the two protagonists that you play as, they're not. They're like the same person, kind of. There's Cassandra and then some other guy. I never played as the guy. But they're like supposed to be like the same person. It's just that like when you choose your character, you're just choosing one or the other. It seems like the dual protagonists here are gonna have like different stories. That's kind of cool, actually. I guess Yasuke killed her village, so unless this isn't Yasuke, and I'm just like I can't tell that this isn't a black man, but this looks like a black man to me. I don't know, but it seems like you can either be her and like seek revenge, or maybe play as him and then like kill her when she tries to get revenge on you. I don't know if that's the plot or what the game is about, but that's actually kind of cool.
the sea. The ocean's filled with new ships, but they all come from the same river. Greed.
A black person in Japan? Impossible.
Power. Vengeance.
Oh my, bro, he's cutting all of their throats at the same time.
And you? Will you continue down that river? Or choose another path beyond what we see?
Oh, is she gonna reach
We
out to
must
him?
Look for it. Together.
Oh my gosh, so she forgives him or something. I thought this was going to go down a different path. I don't know, I kind of feel like this is a little less interesting than the game that I invented. So Ubisoft, cut me a check. I'll direct your next game, because you guys obviously have no idea what you're doing.
We must learn to trust. Rebuild.
My mommy
In
told me
follow
never
the
to trust a
blade.
black person. So it seems like the girl is like your fast character, and then he's more of like a tank. It seems like. I wonder if I mean that's what it looks like here. I wonder if that's gonna like translate into gameplay.
I said, who do you serve? We are the shadows.
Oh, so that's why it's called Assassin's Creed Shadows, because he's black. Okay, I got it.
That served the light.
She has the thing. She has the knife that comes out of the wrist or something. Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that looks fine. It looks like Assassin's Creed. So obviously there's a bunch of controversy because there's like the black guy. Apparently he's a real person. His name is Yasuke or something. And people are mad because they're like the first Assassin's Creed game in Japan, you should play as a Japanese person. And the response has been like, well, that's weird. I feel like to just like want to dictate how somebody should make their art, but okay. If you really want to play as a Japanese person, the girl is right there. But I want to play as a man, a Japanese man. It's like, okay, bro. I don't know. I feel like none of this matters really. Like why can't they make a game with Yasuke or whatever? Like, why can't they do that if they want to? It just feels like such a lame approach to art, to like dictate how people are supposed to make their art instead of just like consuming it and then seeing if it's good or not. I don't know. It's just like, why has it come to this? How is it that now, like, it feels like the woke people and the non-woke people have like flipped sides? Where you have, it feels like a lot of the anti-woke people, they're like now like, you have to be you have to be faithful and historically accurate, and you're disrespecting Japanese culture, blah blah blah. It's like, bro, like what? I feel like 2 or 3 years ago, none of you people would care about that, right? It's just so weird. Anyways, let's see what Asmongold has to say about the situation.
All right, so I've had a lot of people talk about this, and like people have been posting about it a lot. Yeah, here's one right here. Well, I'll watch the trailer first, and I'll create my own
I think I saw that guy's video.
opinion.
Let me put this in 2 times speed, or else my video is probably going to be way too long.
All I have ever known in my life. Our land,
That's nice.
our customs, my family, burns in the name of unification.
Tell me about Kiri. That man took our daughter.
I mean, I feel like if my initial reading was accurate and Yasuke was a part of the people that burned down her village, me personally, I'd hold that grudge for the rest of my life. You would not catch me working with this man. It would be my mission to murder him savagely. You know what I mean?
Still a frog in a well who knows nothing of the sea. The ocean's filled with new ships, but they all come from the same river. Greed.
So this is the guy?
Power. Vengeance.
My understanding, by the way, is that's not what they did, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, by the way, so again, I've only ever played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so maybe it was different in the franchise before that point. But in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I fought the Minotaur. As far as I know, this is not a game franchise that gives a flying fuck about historical accuracy. So like I've seen people being like, well, Yasuke actually wasn't a samurai. It's like, I don't care. If they want to take that liberty, this isn't a documentary. it is a game that takes, like history and then makes their own thing with it. Like that's what they do.
And you, will you continue down that river? Or choose another path beyond what we see?
And we must look for it together. We must learn to trust, rebuild.
And follow the blade.
I will say the choreography for like the fights is pretty cool. Is that a mace?
What's that?
I love it. Look.
We are the shadows.
That served the light.
Okay, so there it is, and that's the game right there, Woke game. And so basically, a lot of people are mad because apparently this black guy, like this is Yasuk. I don't know a lot about
Yasuk. Listen, I don't know if that's the actual way to pronounce it, but Yasuke is clearly better.
Japanese, like when was this? This was like the 1800s, right? I'm pretty sure like early 1800s, somewhere around there. I don't really say, was it 1600s? Okay, yeah, I don't remember exactly. Because I remember like the Nobunaga, who was like a guy who this guy served. The reason why, like one big thing with him is he used like guns in like his armies, and that's like where they showed it. But he used it with like bow and arrows too. And so like there's like an element of this that's like attached to realism and like to something that actually happened. He wasn't a samurai. Yeah, like I'll tell you this, right? Is I've read things about this, I've heard things about this. I watched like a documentary about like this time period even. This guy was never even mentioned. Like it never even got mentioned once, right? Like I had no idea this guy even existed until what do you call it? Until this game got announced, right? He was just a retainer. Well, like,
and yeah, like, well, that's the thing. I just don't care. If they want to, like, if they want to take some liberties with history. And by the way, I've also seen like other people saying that retainers are considered samurai. I don't know. Again, I haven't looked into it because it's not even really relevant to my opinion on the situation. Like if he was a samurai or if he wasn't a samurai, it's not something that I find particularly relevant to artists making art. If they want to take history and embellish it, people have been doing that in movies and TV shows and video games since the dawn of time. It is very funny that now, because it's like a black guy in a Japanese game, now fucking all the historians are coming out wanting to make sure that everything is 100% accurate.
he was a slave. I don't necessarily know that. Literally no one in Assassin's Creed is real. So yeah, Yasuke, there's not a single mention of Nobunaga Oda. Seems weird or off. I think that there clearly is, right? I mean, like, I would say like this kind of indicates. I mean, I bet that's him. Like if I had to say, I bet that's probably him. Now I could be wrong, but if I had to guess, that's it. Let me see what this says.
So we got our first look at the new Assassin's Creed game. I gotta say, man, I'm not
Okay, this guy's talking too fast. My bad.
impressed. I'm actually just really annoyed right now. We have two main protagonists, one female, one male, just like Odyssey.
Cringe.
Ayo, I hope I said that right. A female Japanese character.
Yeah.
And for the male character, they're gonna be using Yasuke. Now, I'm annoyed because
how I
they're
say it?
using Yasuke, and I'm going to tell you why. Yasuke is what they want to say is the first black Japanese samurai, when in all actuality, he was not even a samurai. He was a retainer, so he wasn't even a full...
I had a retainer once. Not a pleasant experience. I'm not gonna lie, I guess I just didn't ask enough questions. I thought that when you were done with your braces, that you were just done. And then my dentist comes at me and he's like, actually, you have to wear these retainers for the rest of your life. I did it for like a year. And then I realized that I don't really care if my teeth are slightly separated. And so I just stopped wearing them. And now my teeth have kind of rested in a position where I'm just like okay with how they look.
Full-blown samurai. And for all of the characters they could have used for Japan, all these kind of different people they could have picked from, they picked Yasuke. Why do they pick...
Yeah. If they'd picked some other guy, why not this other guy? It's because this is the one that they wanted to pick.
Yasuke? Because he's black.
Obviously.
So in context, that doesn't matter to me. Because in all the Assassin's Creed games, every single character has been of some kind of different race and nationality. So that doesn't matter to me. That's fine. But you have to understand what day and age we're in. You have to understand the kind of social shit that they want to try to get across in these video games now. So instead of using a Japanese man in a game based in Japan, like they did with the other Assassin's Creed games, Altair, he was an Arab.
So apparently this is, we'll see the examples that he goes through.
Obviously. One
Big
of my
surprise.
favorites, Connor, in Assassin's Creed 3, he was Native American. That was fine. And the most...
That's the same shit. It's the same thing. What do you mean? I mean, obviously, like, Native Americans were, like, prevalent in that time period. But if you're, like, in the United States, I feel like picking a Native American, that's still a woke thing to do. Like, it is woke. And I'm sure I'm sure in that game, again, I haven't played it, but if that is a game where you're playing as a Native American and you're like taking out American settlements or whatever, or you're like liberating other Native Americans, that is fucking woke. That is still trying to spread a message. That's still having a message. That's woke ideology. It's just that when that game came out, we weren't like filled with a bunch of mentally ill people fighting about politics all the time.
famous of them all, Ezio Auditore, who was Italian. So why in all those games would you have...
I've seen this on Twitter. I haven't played these games, but apparently, like in I think it's Assassin's Creed. Oh my god, I can't type. Black Flag, I think it is. People have been saying that in this game, you're playing as a white person in the Caribbean. And then I've also seen other people counter it and being like, you're a pirate, so it's fine. And it's like, no, motherfucker. If your position is that if a game takes place in a country, you have to play as a guy from that country. They've just invented a reason to not have not play as a person from that country. Be fucking consistent, okay? You know? So, like, apparently this isn't even true that they've done this other times. I think there have been other... I think there... Actually, no. Hold on. I just remembered. Oh, shit. I have played another Assassin's Creed game. I think it's Syndicate? Assassin's Creed Syndicate? I think this is the one. Where it's, like, in London. And I think you play as Irish people, don't you? I think this is true. Don't you? I'm pretty sure this is true, actually. Does it say the name of the people? Characters? Anywhere? Oh, settings and characters. What's Crawley? Okay, maybe I'm wrong about this. I might be wrong about this. I thought they were Irish. I could have sworn they had like Irish accents. I think I'm just hallucinating things. But anyways, people have been saying that like Assassin's Creed Black Flag is an example of this, and obviously nobody cared because it's not important. And even if this was a rule that they had in the franchise up until this point, okay, so maybe they want to do something different. What? Why can't they do that? Why not? Who gives a shit? Like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't imagine being like a game developer or a film director, or just anybody working in this space and like constantly like not even being able to just make my fucking art, having these like people online just like on the sidelines before the bitch is even out, making like having all of these weird politics based demands. It's so weird and silly. Ugh.
Character representative of the region they're from. But in this game, you want to demote a Japanese man and then use your...
Demote a Japanese man? What the... Bro, it is not that serious. What the fuck?
Yasuke. I understand why. We know why. But they're not going to tell you why. Because if you call it out, you're some kind of ist or phobe or whatever. And since I'm black and I'm calling it out, that means that I must hate my skin or something. You know how they do. I just see this and...
Lil Bro invented a straw man to beat down. Although, to be fair, I'm sure that's happening.
I immediately...
Like, I'm not gonna act like there aren't mentally ill people on one side. Or on both sides. Like, in all reality, like, I mean, this whole entire conversation is like, is this meme? What is it? Like that. This is what this this is what's happening here. If we're being honest with ourselves.
Thought is they did this for brownie points. I can't think.
Yeah, I think that's the way a lot of people feel.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Even if they did do it for brownie points, what? Why do we even care? As long as the game is good. Like, if the game is good, it tells a compelling story. Yasuke is a good character. Like, I don't even know that I don't even think I really care if they did it for brownie points. What? Like, I don't think I care. Especially when you can still play as a Japanese person if you want to. He's covering her up. But she is there. Like, you can play as her. And, like, if you're like, man, I want to play as a man. It's like, okay, then go eat a dick. Like, oh, my God.
It's the same with having, like, a girl as an assassin. Like, what the... Like, bro, like, yeah, you had a little bit of that. But, like, what are we doing here? Like, we gonna really talk about this is what feudal Japan was like? It's a story about a black guy and a girl? Like, that's just probably not the way it was. And it's like, it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, and in ancient Greece, they didn't actually have the Minotaur. The Minotaur wasn't actually real. Nobody cared! Because it's only now that we care about historical accuracy.
It's like, you know, for example, because I was thinking about this, is like The Last Samurai. Because, like, Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai. Like, why did people... Like, because I don't know, like, how much different really is that versus...
Because who cares? I haven't seen that movie. I know people have been bringing it up. But who cares if they have a story about an American going to becoming a samurai? I don't care. Is it a good movie? Is it a good movie? That's the only question that I care to ask.
Versus this, it's hard really to say. Because... I was typing that too. That's a fair point. There are better choices. Yeah, and it's just like, here's the problem with like something like...
You don't know if there are better choices. You haven't played the game. Maybe you would play the game and you'd be like, damn, that was a really great story. He's a really great character. You don't know that.
Like this is where I come from with this. Very different era though. Yeah, that's true.
It's not even like Shogun literally just came out. I've only seen like the first 2 episodes, but one of the main characters is this guy. One of the main characters is this guy. Nobody's going like, why do you have an American in the show? Why are you taking up screen time from the Japanese people? This is supposed to be a show about Japan. Why? Why are you taking up the screen time with this American? Like, nobody cares. It's because it has an interesting story to tell. That's the story that they wanted to tell. That's the only justification you need. Holy shit, just let artists make art. Oh my god. Sorry.
Is that whenever I see like a game that comes out and it has, you know, this is feudal Japan and like the main character is a black guy and a girl, I immediately like, there's like no escapism that this can provide because the entire story is built on the foundation of trying to appeal to a quote modern audience.
Dude, you're just miserable if that's your attitude. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you let stupid like online politics actually impact your experience when playing a game, I mean, that's on you, bro. Like, that's just sad. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like that, I don't know, like go touch grass maybe, go decompress, get offline. Once you've relaxed, then go back inside and start playing the game. Like, that's so silly to me.
Like, that's the way that I see it. Is like, whenever I look at something like this, I don't view this as like an authentic like piece of fiction. I don't view it as a, you know, like, you know, it's not historical.
Neither was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's all I'm gonna say. Again, it's well, I also played Syndicate. By the way, in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, there's a point in the game where I like fell into a time travel portal or something, and I went to like World War II. I think there was like, you went to like this entire other area. Like, okay, so now that I'm really thinking about it, 2 games so far that I've played, they don't give a fuck about historical accuracy to this degree. Like, they're completely willing to do things that aren't actually real. It just is what it is. That like, the fact that you people only care about it now, and to be clear, I don't think that anybody's racist here, right? Or, I mean, obviously there are some people that are racist. I don't think that this like TikTok guy is racist. I don't think that Asmongold is racist. I think that Asmongold just admitted to it. I think that like politics discourse has made all of these people mentally ill. They can't escape it. They see the woke ghost everywhere. The phantom is haunting them at all times.
It's just like kind of fan fiction in a way. And so not appeal.
Or just fiction? Fiction. That's, yeah.
Guilty of an influence? Well, either way, right? Whatever you want to call it. I don't want to argue like what the word you want to use is, but just overall, like if I was a Japanese person, I would probably be kind of annoyed by this. I'm not, so like I don't really like. I mean, I don't like what the fuck is.
I don't think that Japanese people probably care. Like, people have also been bringing up that apparently there's like a Yasuke anime or something. Is this a thing? Is this made by? It's a Japanese American original. Okay, so I don't know who made it. I don't know if it was like. Maybe we made this. Okay, I think. Well, it's directed by a guy, like an American guy, and a Japanese guy. What is it? What's Mappa? Okay, but it was animated in Japan. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's because Netflix is like publishing it or something, or producing it. Okay. Well, okay. It's a combined effort, but it's not like the Japanese here. It's not like Mappa, this like Japanese studio is going, if we're gonna make a thing about samurais, we're gonna highlight our Japanese people. Yasuke wasn't even a samurai. Like, hey, like they're not saying this. Because I just I don't think they care.
This is my opinion matter, right? But the truth is that That's the way I see it. Whenever I see a game that gets released and it has something like this, I just immediately don't take it seriously. Because it's just that I think I just assume it's fake. Like it's just some
So I mean, they're literally admitting to it. They're literally saying that you can't make a game about Yasuke. You can't. This is a character that is off limits. And that's just ridiculous. It just is. The idea that there are certain things that you can't that you can't make art with is silly. This is a silly point of view in my mind.
bullshit, fake bullshit. That's it. I mean, you should care about appeal and influence because the idea is to indeed influence. Yeah, but everybody also has the right to influence people how they choose because everybody has the right to expression, even if you disagree with them. Just like we do whenever we're talking about it right now. All art is bullshit and fake? Yeah, you're right. It is all bullshit and fake. But there's something that's like a willing suspension of disbelief. And I think that really, I don't... like a black guy. I think, what is the story of Yasuke? I think he was a slave or something. Yasuke once a certain of Jesus. I thought I heard. Hold on, let me like read. Let's see. Was Yasuke history? Was a man likely of African origin who served as a retainer and served to the Japanese daimyo. He was retained. But I just want to know, like, how he got to Japan. Among those names have been ascertained, he's the earliest African to appear in Japanese historical records, but his period of stay in Japan was relatively short, about 3 years. Okay. So, it's just not... You just refuse to believe that a Japanese guy went to Japan and became a samurai or whatever. This is just... completely your belief has been completely suspended. Absolutely not. So like, let me see. Assassin's Creed Hey Jump or whatever. This is completely realistic, by the way. This shit right here, this is realism, okay? Okay, just get to it, please. This is 100% realistic. Definitely believe that you can do this. Hell yeah. He's fine. No broken bones whatsoever. But a black guy going to Japan? Absolutely not. My belief has been suspended. This is just ridiculous, man. Really get that with this game because it's just so in your face, and it just seems like it's like there's no way this was done without like this was done very clearly because of like the race and gender of the characters. Like that's why it's like this. It's forced, yeah, and like I see that, and it's just
yeah, like what. Okay. Oh my God! Somebody wanted to make a game about a black samurai. What? Who? What? Why can't you do that? Why is that off limits?
Just like, okay, this is just we gotta take it that seriously, you know? Breaks some art. It's too blatant. Yeah.
Think of any other reason why you would have a Assassin's Creed game.
By the way, if this is important, somebody mentioned this in chat. If the game's good, it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Like people still play the game if it's good. Like if the game's genuinely good, has great gameplay, people still play it.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. No.
To Japan, which we've been clamoring for since the beginning.
To be fair, I think Asmongold also has like a mindset of I don't think he cares about stories in games.
Assassin's Creed,
you would assume that,
and then have the main protagonist that is a male be black. I see that and I'm like there's no other reason than I want claps for it. There's no other reason. And I'm an Assassin's Creed fan. I played every
Oh, no other reason other than just thinking that the Yasuke character is cool? What are you talking about?
Every game. I love every game. And one of my favorite characters
is actually... a Yasuke character. I mean, he's apparently a real person.
Sandra from Odyssey. So nobody can sit here and say, I don't like women or I don't like diverse people or whatever. When one of my favorite characters...
Then play as the woman. Stop yapping.
Characters is diverse. Hell, Connor Kenway and hate
It's not about hating women or like thinking the diversity is bad. It's that whenever you try to tell a story.
Yeah, I'm not repeat this. I don't think that these two guys are like racist or sexist. I just think their brains are broken by online politics. I think that's it. I think they've become mentally ill because they let Twitter get to them.
Like, it's just like with like, especially, and this is the case with like, I would say like more realistic fantasy. There's not a real situation where like a woman is going to be able to like beat 3 guys as an assassin. It's just not real. Everybody knows it's not real.
I just don't understand why we're having this conversation about Assassin's Creed. I just don't understand. Why are
Alright, guys.
Why is everybody playing as Cassandra? I'm trying to prove a point here. Did anybody play as the guy? Okay.
With like, especially, and this is the case with like, I would say like more realistic fantasy. There's not a real situation where like a woman is going to be able to like beat 3 guys as an assassin. It's just not real. Everybody knows it's not real. And so it just seems silly. And like, it makes sense in games like WoW, because you have like magic or like, you know, she's an archer or something like that, for sure. But like, if you're talking about actually like physical hand-to-hand like prowess in combat, there's no way. 21-minute settings, yeah, come on. Like, what are we talking about here?
Wait, those are some of my favorite characters from Assassin's Creed. So if you idiots want to start, that's not the reason. The reason is
Bro, you're talking about the wrong franchise. That's yeah. None of this shit is realistic.
see straight through this bullshit. I know exactly why they picked this character. It's annoying. That's like if Ghost of Tsushima, instead of using Jin, they use a white dude. People would be like, that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
This does.
Okay, I guess I'll bring this up. Listen, I got shit in the chamber, you know what I'm saying? Neo 2 apparently you play as a white guy. Yeah. Cuz who cares? If they wanted to make a white guy, who cares?
Doesn't make any sense to me. It's stupid. I know exactly why you're doing it. I see straight through it. It's annoying. It's pandering. It doesn't do anything for me but piss me off.
People say Lara Croft, yeah. A lot of people that use like examples of other characters, like they have things like Lara Croft is shooting people with a gun. Do you see kind of like what the difference is?
No, there's also like hand-to-hand combat. Well, to be fair, I think when you do hand-to-hand combat, she's like hitting people with a pickaxe or whatever.
So like that's the way it makes sense, but like I'm saying in like physical combat. In physical combat, there's not a realistic situation where, you know, any guy who's like even partially trained at all to be like a fighter is going to lose to some girl. Like it's just probably not going to happen. Like let's be honest here. And so whenever I see this happen in games and it's done this way, it just seems like bullshit to me. I think obviously this character and the game exists as a way to spread some sort of, you know, like diversity message, something like that. I can see why Assassin's Creed fans would be annoyed by it. It does seem kind of patronizing in a way, especially whenever the character like the Yasuke is like, there's so much contention, right? Even if like you think that he's like a samurai or whatever, there's a tremendous amount of contention about whether it's true or not. People saying El Take live in La La Land? Well,
yeah, you know, I also think there might be some contention as far as whether or not the Minotaur is real. You know what I mean? Because, like, I don't know, like, was he bipedal? Or was he like a bull? I feel like there's some contentious around this. I don't think they should have included the Minotaur, just because I feel like there's some contentious around whether or not he's like he walks around on all fours or if he's like a bipedal motherfucker. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they should have included this in the game.
Well, it's just, yeah, that's, I mean, look, it's just biology, right? I mean, I didn't, go complain to God. Like, I didn't make it this way. I'm not fighting, I'm not trying to say this is the way it should be. Like, this is just the way it is. I mean, I don't know what to say. Anyway, most heroic thing about this trailer is they left a comment.
Bro, if I'm a game developer, reality can be whatever I want. You know what I'm saying?
It's open. That's
Thanos.
Honestly, the best part of Ubisoft game is usually the trailers. Piracy and stealing and buying is not only, it has nothing to do with it. After seeing this trailer, I'm excited to play Ghost of Tsushima. In the eyes of Ubisoft execs, this is $70 plus rental. Remember, never pre-order. It's impossible for me to play a samurai game after Ghost of Dude, every single one of these comments are bad. Oh my god. Asking for pre-orders without gameplay is wild. Where's the pre-order?
Oh, you know, to be fair, at least just reading those comments, I didn't read the comments. Seems like most of these guys aren't even mad about the black guy. Okay, well this guy's molding. Okay, no, people are molding about the black guy. Okay, hide in plain sight. Yasuke, a 6.5-foot black guy. I mean, listen, if it's nighttime, he's probably gonna have a good time hiding in the shadows. You know what I mean? I mean, if we're being real.
Thing available November. What is this?
Who are you? We are the
We already watched this.
Oh my god. They're doing it again. Who cares about the main character? The game's $130. This is insane.
Okay, I have to say this as well. I swear I'm not like a Ubisoft psyop, okay? I don't really understand why people are so mad about this. So, he just said, the game's $130. That's for the Ultimate Edition. If you just get the Standard Edition, it's $70. Like every other game nowadays. It's $70. If you want to play it early and get the season pass, it's $100. If you okay, I don't know and then if you want to get this ultimate pack, I don't know what that is. Then it's $130. Let me actually look it up, see what's in the ultimate. Oh, well, he might pull it up himself.
It's fucking. Are you kidding me? It's $130 for the game, and you get 3. Oh my god! So the base game, guys, this is the base game. It's $70. You don't take into account weapon mastery. Women can easily win it.
That's like every other game, isn't that normal? I don't understand. What is there something special about this?
Is it better with a sword or a dagger? I implore you, please, please, please. Learn your biology, man. Learn your biology. I get what you're saying, but let's be honest. Let's be real. Come on, stop it. Just stop it. Anyway.
I mean, like, if a woman, like, snuck up onto somebody and just, like, slit his throat, I mean, I feel like that's a thing that might be able to happen.
Standard edition is $70. The gold edition is $110. Oh my god.
I don't understand why this is that bad of a thing. Like, if you don't want to spend $130 on the game, just don't spend $130 on the game. Like, is it not reasonable to you buy the base game and then you pay more for the DLC? By the way, also, if you want, you can also rent it with Ubisoft Plus for like $18. Like, you can also do that. I mean, I'm just being honest. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments down below. I just don't think that this is that big of a deal.
Somebody's using an example of Joan of Arc. How many times are you going to type that? You're so dumb. What are you doing? That's like a terrible example. That's an awful fucking example. Joan of Arc was a leader, not a warrior. Yeah, she was a religious zealot. She thought God was talking to her. They burned her alive. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, but did she ever did she ever throw hands with somebody and then she beat him up? I mean, that's the operative question here.
Is that a warrior? What? Because she found a sword? After she helped them? Yeah, sure. I mean, I know they're assholes for doing that. But like, all I'm saying is like that's just not what it was. In the situation, you're the one wrong. It has nothing to do with biology. So let's what's wrong. It does. Like, I understand that. Oh god. I would just implore you, please look into biology and how people are going to react to things. Just come on. Like, it's just the culture and the time back then. It's just completely unrealistic. It's completely unrealistic. I'm sorry. And I think that how many of you guys, how many normal, rational people do we have in here that see how obviously fucking unrealistic and ridiculous this is? I mean, everybody. It's outrageous. What are you even talking about? What are you even talking about? It's not even close. It's fucking dumb. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but anybody arguing this is just fucking delusional. I don't even. Why are we still talking about this? Look at this here. $130 for the game. This is exactly what they.
No, it's $130 for the game, yes, and the season pass, and the 3 days early access, and whatever the fuck is in the. Okay, let me just look up what's in the ultimate pack. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Where do I see what he's looking at? Is it anywhere here? So what is he looking at? Is it this? Okay. What is in the Ultimate Pack? The Assassin's Creed Shadows Ultimate Pack contains the Sekiryu character pack, including gear and weapon sets for both Naoe and Yasuke, the Sekiryu Beast and Dragon Tooth Trinket, the Sekiryu Hideout Pack, including 4 unique ornaments to customize the hideout for your shinobi lead, 5 skill points, the Red Dragon filter, and photo mode. So, is this worth $30? It doesn't sound like it. I'm not going to lie. That does not seem worth $30. So, what I would recommend everybody do is not buy the Ultimate Edition. Buy the Gold Edition if you really want to play it early. Or wait 3 days and just get the Standard Edition. What? Oh, and by the way, yeah, you buy the $100. It's $110 for the season pass as well. By the way, what do we? I just don't think this is that egregious. Like, it is egregious that they're charging that much, but you don't have to buy it. I just don't understand why this is such a big deal. I don't know. Am I cucked out by capitalism or something? I don't know. Wait, can you guys see this? Oh, okay, sorry.
They did with Star Wars. They're doing it again. Everybody's mad about the character. Maybe this is their strategy. You know what? Maybe this is the new Ubisoft strategy. Add in a main character for a game that's really controversial, and that way it'll distract people from the fact that you're trying to get people to spend $130 for the fucking game. This is insane. Oh,
controversial because he's black.
oh my god. I don't even know what to say. Well, it's just like a 3-day. Why do you have 3-day early access? A season? Wait, there's a season pass?
Yeah. That thing that's in video games?
Are you kidding me? Why is there a season pass?
What do you mean, why is there a season pass? It's so that you pay for the DLC early. Usually at a discount. Why are people acting like this isn't just a thing that's been in video games? I don't understand. What are we talking about? This is so cringe.
Figure this out. All right, so it's a season pass. Includes a bonus quest on day 1 with additional unlockable content, as well as 2 upcoming expansions. So let me get this straight. You buy the game and you don't even get everything in the game. It's day 1 DLC. Why do people...
It's probably not day... I don't think it's... I think Ubisoft, they... Or at least I think they did it with Valhalla, right? Because I remember hearing news, like, way after Valhalla came out, that DLC was coming to it. It's not day 1 DLC. Oh, well, sorry. I guess there's like a quest or whatever. Okay, no, sorry. Hold on. Let me get my thoughts in order. There are a lot of annoying things that are happening. Like random quests or something. Like, if it's just like one random quest, it's like, no, fuck you. It's a part of the game. Just give it to me. DLC beyond that are like actual expansions, that's fine to charge for. So that one quest thing, like, that is kind of annoying. But I even with that being the case, it's like, it's annoying for sure, and I don't think they should be doing it. But I just don't think that this is that big of a deal.
People buy this shit. Like, I really hope they stop doing this. This is crazy, man. Why are they charging $18 a month as an option? Because, well, this is the real reason why it's priced this way. So it's priced this way and it's created this way in order to get you and funnel you over to this right here. That's why it's got an outline around it. I mean, it might as well have a neon sign with, like, girls in bikinis pointing over to it, okay? With, like, flashing arrows, maybe a red circle for a YouTube thumbnail. Like, let's be fucking honest. This is the one that they want you to click on.
I just don't think that this is I just don't think that this is, like, straying away from the norm. Like, $70 for the game, and then $30 for, like, the DLC. $40 for the DLC. I just feel like that's what Assassin's Creed has always done. This Ultimate Edition is bullshit. Like, this Ultimate Pack is not worth, I guess, the $20 extra. It doesn't seem like it's worth it. So, yeah, just don't buy the Ultimate Edition. Just get the Gold Edition. I just don't think that this is like straying away from the norm of what video games have been doing for like the past 15, 20 years, it feels like.
Because Ubisoft Plus is how they get you into their
Or no, sorry, I guess like 10 years.
system, and they start making money off of you on a regular basis, right? It's making them more money. Yeah. And they've obviously done the math on this. You got to keep this in mind. They know that they will probably make more money off of you if you have Ubisoft Plus rather than just buying the base game. Even though you need to buy Ubisoft Plus for, let's see, it's $18, $130. So that's about, I don't know, like 7 months basically, right? And maybe 8 months of subscription. Will they probably get most people for 8 months? Probably, yeah, I would say so. Yes, Netflix for games, yeah, basically. Never forget, you never truly own Ubisoft games. Yeah, I guess so. No? Well, of course the answer is yes. If the answer wasn't yes, then they wouldn't be offering this. Like, I understand that you think that you wouldn't do it, but what you would do doesn't matter. What matters is what most people do. And the truth is that most people are irresponsible and stupid. And if you're the kind of person that would have bought a game for $130, but now you're just subscribing to this, you categorically are probably irresponsible and or stupid. So big fucking surprise that whenever you're fishing for fish in the stupid pond, you get a lot of dumb fucking fish. And that's why they do this. That's the whole reason. That's their whole goal. The game will be sold for $25 1 month after. Yes, exactly. But it depends on if the game goes well. And only 1 out of 10 are forgetting for a year that they're in the plus. Only 1 out of 10 are forgetting for a year. Yeah, but what if the 1 out of 10 does forget out of the year, and then that one person stays subscribed for 3 years? Think about it like that. And so also, like, you have to keep in mind that they're probably not actually, like, this price right here is, they don't want you to buy this. And I know this sounds crazy, but Ubisoft doesn't want you to give them $130. They want the value proposition to be, this is the what's the word for it? This is the anchor price, and then this is the cheap price, right? So what ends up happening is,
I mean, that honestly, that might be true, because I read what the Ultimate Pack is, and that doesn't sound like much. but yeah, I mean, again, I think it's probably true that they're playing games here, right? But I just feel like at the end of the day, the consumer has like options here that are completely like reasonable as far as what the standards of video games are. Like, if you want to get the DLC out of the way and just pay for it up front, you can get this $110. You can pay $110 for the game, as well as a season pass, as well as playing it early. Or you just get the game as is. Or you can rent it for like a month and then cancel your subscription. I just feel like again, I just don't think that this is like that big of a deal.
Really only need to keep them on the hook. If it's $18 and it's $70, what's that? All they need to do is keep you on the hook for 4 months, and then they've already made their money back from the standard edition. Because I bet most people, this is a psychology that I think that they're using, and I think it's very effective psychology. So most people are probably not going to buy the Ultimate Edition because this is crazy. But because the standard edition is perceived at a $70 value, and then these increases in value are at 110 and 130 proportionally, then the $17 a month is compared not to the standard edition, but to the Ultimate Edition that people actually never had any interest in buying in the first place. So you're looking at a much bigger difference in price. Psychologically, the person says, wow, I can get the really good one for only $17, $18, and then, but this is something they would have never actually made that decision in the first place. They would have always been choosing to buy probably this edition or maybe this edition, but realistically probably this one. So psychologically, you get them in with this price, you upsell them to this price, you discount it down to this price, and then you get them thinking they're getting a good deal on this price whenever they came to the store, they were only looking for this price. That's what I think they're doing, and I think it's a brilliant strategy, and I bet it's working. I do. I bet it's complete.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true to some extent, but I mean, yeah, that's honestly probably true. Yeah, because, yeah, the $130, like, this just isn't worth $130 at all. Like, they're not adding enough content to this to make it worth that much. So I would say that's probably true.
Completely working. That's what I think they're doing. And I think it's a great idea. Spot on. Yeah, of course, right? Like,
oh, actually, I should mention, sorry. By the way, 3 days early access is bullshit. That is actual bullshit. Okay, this is semantic word games. What is actually happening here is that the 3 days early, that's when the game releases. Let me see. When is the game releasing? November 15th. That's a lie. The game is releasing on November 12th. The game is releasing on November 12th. And then on November 15th, the game is getting a discount to $70. That's what's happening, just to be clear. That is also other sneaky tactics that they're doing.
as I said, like I know about this, right? And so that's how I would do it. And that's a very good idea. This PhD psychologist who can study consumer behavior, I know that. I've read some of this stuff. That's how I know about this. This is very, very effective. And so let's go ahead and do the math. So if it's $70 and it's $18, 18 times 2 is 36, and then 36 times 2 is 72, right? So $72. That means all they need to do is keep you on the hook for 4 months, and they're already, on average, making more money off of you than they would have made off of the person who only bought this edition. Because again, this was never in the picture. This was...
Little do they know, I'm paying the $18, fat fucking zooming through that main story. Fuck the side content. It's a bargain for me.
It's never actually intended as the sales price. This is only going to be for like super fans and super idiots. And other than that, usually the same thing even. Other than that, they're upselling you for this to create, again, the difference. Where are the prices next to each other? This price is next to this price. So whenever you look at your eyes, like you're looking right in here, right? You're not thinking about the $69 anymore because you're looking over here. So you're comparing these two prices, which comparatively makes this price cheaper. And again, this is clearly going in ascending order. This is the cheapest, the second cheapest, and the most expensive. So logically, based off of the way that this is presented, this actually should be over here. But it's not over here because putting it over here creates a larger comparative psychological difference and causes more people to buy the Ubisoft Plus. And I bet it's working. Because again, let's go ahead and look at this a little bit more, right? So let's say you have...
No, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely doing that. Like, I think when Star Wars Outlaws comes out, I'm just gonna get the subscription to Ubisoft Plus because why not? Like, I'll get Ubisoft Plus, I'll play through the game, then I'll cancel the subscription, and then whenever Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out, I think I don't know. Like again, when it comes, like I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey for the vibes. Okay, I like ancient Greece. That's just an area that I like. Valhalla, I don't care about Vikings, so I skipped that one. I like samurai stuff, you know, that's cool. Ninjas, awesome. So I'll probably check this out, and yeah, I'll get the 18-month subscription. Beat the game before the subscription runs out, then I'm gone. Subscription canceled.
Have how many people do you think keep their subscription? They just are subscribed to Ubisoft Plus, like let's say for 1.5 years.
Not
out of
me.
5. Okay, so 1 out of 5. All right, so 1 out of 5. That's gonna be 4 months to recoup the original cost. You take 1 out of 5, so that's gonna be 4 months. Or sorry, we'll look at 18 months, so that's gonna be 4. 18 and 4 is 4.2. 4 4.5. So they are already going to be making their money back, even if only 1 in 5 people stay subscribed. 20% seems high. I think it seems low. A lot of people are really stupid. 40% during holidays from August, February. Yeah, it's low. Yeah, I would say so. That's fine though. If those people found value, well, a lot of people either like again. That's a reason. Like, obviously, like, I look at it from a very, very cynical perspective, but you're bringing up a good point, too. And you're saying that these people are seeing value in it, and that's why they're staying subscribed. You're totally fucking right. You're completely right. Because some people will subscribe to Ubisoft Plus and actually enjoy the games that they're playing, and then stay inside of their ecosystem longer and stay subscribed for 4 years. And think about what's the value of fucking 4 months. Or sorry, for this. Let's see, how much would that be? $720. That's a huge amount of money. That's an insane amount of money. Think about that. Yeah, actually, no, it's more. Never mind. I'm multiplied against 10. But I know it's more. It's about like $850. That's a huge amount of money just from one individual. $216 a year? Yeah. So text from 1582 approved. Yasuko was a samurai. Nobunaga gave him stipend, and people said he would make Yasuko a ward or sir. I'd have to look into it and see it. I'll say that, like, again, I've heard about this before. I didn't even know that he was a character in the story, in, like, you know, history until, like, this, what do you call it? Until this game was coming out, right? Yeah, sure.
I made the same mistake. Yeah, I didn't know that he was a character in history.
And again, like, I think that really, this is kind of the difference. And, like, this guy said it pretty well, right? Like, let me see if I can hear it. Look.
They could have used for Japan. He was a retainer, so he wasn't even a full-blown samurai. And for all of the characters they could have used for Japan, all these kind of different people they could have picked from, they picked Yasuke. Why did they pick Yasuke? Because he's black.
It's obvious. It's obvious. Everybody knows it. And that's the difference.
But why is that a bad thing? I mean, that's the ultimate thing. Like, why is that a bad thing? Why is it a bad thing that somebody wanted to make a game about Yasuke? I don't think that that's a bad thing. Like, I'm sorry.
Everybody knows it. It's obvious. Yeah, and that's the reason. If I can slip it in,
like, I guess like maybe if like one of the studio executives, like, what is it, the guy Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, I guess if he like kicked down the door and he flopped his massive penis down on the table and he was like, "Developers, you guys wrote like the script for this like badass Japanese samurai. Well, guess what? No longer, okay? We got to get those DEI bucks, all right? You're making it about Yasuke, motherfuckers." Like, I guess if that happened, then I guess that's kind of shitty. But, like, if from the point of development, they were just like, hey, Yasuke is a cool character, let's make him in the game. I just don't care. I really don't. If they did it, if they were like, hey, we could get some brownie points. Like, if they had the mentality of, hey, we can make our game a bit more diverse. Let's put Yasuke in there. I don't care. As long as that's the story that they wanted to tell and it's good. I just don't care.
To be a samurai, I didn't even know what a samurai was. They just think it's some kind of Japanese warrior. Yeah, all I'm saying is that this is I think a lot worse. Like I don't really care if they want to butcher like Japanese history. This is not my problem, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of the Assassin's Creed games are not super historically accurate. It doesn't really matter that much. If the
No, they're not.
game is good and it plays well, then I would play it. I think most people would play it. It's a little bit weird that they went with this decision, and it does seem like it's quite obviously politically motivated, or like socio-politically motivated. 100% it is. But if the game is good, it doesn't. None of this matters. None of it matters. But this is a problem. $130 for a fucking game. That is nuts. The goal is to make you think your way. Make you think the way that you're doing right now, so you're not calculating and buying the game or the price of the game for it. Yeah, exactly. If I get the Ultimate Edition, can I play as a samurai furry? They should let you do that. The fact that you're saying everyone knows and you're right shows me opinion was swinging the other way. Everyone's getting tired. Big companies will respond eventually as such. Well, that's up to them, right? All I'm saying is that this is a it's another Ubisoft game. It's the same as the what do you call it? The Star Wars game, the Star Wars Outlaws game. Like I will say this, I am infinitely more excited about Assassin's Creed Shadows than I am about the Star Wars game. Like this at least seems cool. Like the Star Wars game, there's nothing cool about that. It's just fucking cringe garbage. Honestly, the female Spartan warrior.
I disagree. I think it's Star Wars Outlaws looks kind of fun. You know, I mean they kind of sold me with like that first gameplay reveal when she got into the ship and then she just flew into space and it was like seamless. I mean, you know, there's like the loading screen because like the stars are like flashing by or whatever. Like the load screen was hidden, but it was hidden well. And they kind of sold me with that. I like the gameplay of like getting through like the base and stealing the thing, and you could let your little companion, you could have him like grab stuff for you. I think the game looks fun, and then you're getting chased by the stormtroopers. I think that game looks fun. I think the character seems like kind of fun as well. Like she seems like people are saying that she's like a female Han Solo. I feel like she's more of a female Nathan Drake than a female Han Solo, because I don't like, she's not a cool character, right? Like she's kind of like she's kind of scrappy more than anything. I don't know. I think Star Wars Outlaws looks fun. I don't know. I guess, you know what? I'm not on Ubisoft's payroll, but god damn it, I should be.
You're historically accurate is a joke in these games. Yeah, but I can see how people would be kind of annoyed if they're taking like one individual character and like acting like, oh, it was like this all along. You know, it's like kind of insults people's intelligence to a certain degree. Why can't we just have a normal Japanese person as samurai? Like, please, yeah, exactly. Japanese people are black, so it's not very DI efficient. I don't know. It depends on like, I don't know how Japanese people feel about this. I'd be very curious to see what they think.
Hot take. I don't even care what they think. I honestly don't. It's like when do you guys remember that oh god, there was like some white girl in Japanese robes or something. I forget what they're called. Yeah, white girl in kimono. Where's kimono? Well, there was like a controversy or whatever. Oh yeah, there was this girl. Yeah, like people were coming at this girl for wearing a kimono or whatever. It's like I don't care. Like, quite frankly, if a bunch of like Chinese people were like, "How dare you appropriate our culture?" It's like, bro, like who cares? It's a piece of clothing. If somebody thinks a kimono looks cool, they can wear a kimono. You know what I mean? If a bunch of like white people want to make an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan where Yasuke is the main character, they should be able to do that.
People bring up Sweet Baby. I don't know if they have anything to do with this at all. I feel like, again, I've never really been that interested in, what do you call it, in Assassin's Creed. I always thought, like, stealth games were kind of boring, personally. But, you know, maybe if it's good, I might try it out. Assassin's Creed is never made for Japan, to be honest. No, the game doesn't feel Japan. Yeah, and as non-Japanese looking protagonist. Yeah, I mean, you could see how that's kind of weird. One more game added to the wait for sales game. Well, I feel like every game should be added to the wait for sales list. You should always do that.
Like, again, bro, fucking, it's just they flipped. These people have flipped. The people that I feel like 2 or 3 years ago that would have been like anti-woke people, now they're like, you have to be historically accurate. It's cultural appropriation. You're appropriating the Japanese culture. I swear to God, the sides have flipped. They have. They really have. It's so funny to see.
Like, if you're sitting around, like, and you're making decisions about playing a game without even having the game be released and being able to see a review about it or see gameplay, you are making a very bad decision. You're making a terrible decision. Also, like, and here's another really big component to this, is that if you have day one with Ubisoft Plus, you will have people that start subscribing today. When does Assassin's Creed come out? November. So if it's coming out in November 15th...
Yeah, I mean... Well, to be fair, like, if you're subscribing with Ubisoft Plus, presumably you would just play other games as well. Like, you're probably not just like... I mean, I guess some people might be, but... but presumably if you start subscribing today, you're going to be using the service.
It's 2024. If you subscribe today, They will make almost more money off of you if you just stay subscribed until the game comes out than they would if they sold almost any of the other editions. You see how this works? Why would you sub today? Because that's whenever it was advertised. I guarantee you they probably had over 1,000 people subscribe to this. Probably just today. Absolutely, it's not even a question. Like, you've got to keep in mind that, like, these companies, they're not doing this because they're stupid. They're not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. Come on. Want more internet? I'm just not going to buy it until gameplay reviews. Yeah, and that's what really matters.
It is interesting that Ubisoft is doing this. Like, I was honestly very surprised when I noticed that they were offering Star Wars Outlaws on a subscription service. Because if you look on Xbox, over on the Xbox side, Game Pass has not been a major success for them. It kind of seems like the subscription model doesn't really work for video games. So I'm a little surprised that Ubisoft is jumping into the pond or whatever. But I'm not mad about it because I'll take advantage of it.
Like, again, as I said, I don't really like. I think it was like a social, like, political reason, like, why they made the characters like this way. But that won't stop me from playing a game. It's like what I said before. Like, a woke game is not good or bad. It might make a bad game worse, but it's never gonna make a good game bad. That's the way I see it. Don't you think that's paradox by forcing quality in such ways means black guys seeing special instead of equal? I don't know. I think that, like, you can look at it in 15 different ways. Ubisoft
Yeah, I
is
mean,
trying to make a good deal.
that's generally how I feel about things as well. Like, it's just like, I don't care. Like, as long as the game is good, the game is good. I honestly don't care.
Yeah. My son's 13. You have to think about how much money they make off of children and young adults that want to play everything regardless. They don't have that experience we have with games in the history. Most games still cater towards younger generation. I think that a lot of people that are like, because you think about it, there's a lot of people that are broke, but there's a lot of people that aren't broke. You know, these people make like, $80,000 a year. You know, they have like a decent house. They're able to like take care of themselves, and all those people can just sign up for Ubisoft Plus and just keep it on their card and never think about it. Really, that's what happens with a lot of people. Whales of gaming. I don't even think it's whales of gaming. You have to keep in mind, like, I would say it's like the upper 30% of.
Bro, I'm smart about it. You know, bro. Whenever I sign up for a subscription service, I sign up for it, then I immediately unsubscribe, so that by the time my subscription ends, at that moment, I get to decide whether or not I want to stay subscribed. They never get me with this stuff because I'm smart about it. But that also points to what he's saying. I am poor.
Of like the population here in the U.S. probably doesn't have a big money problem. Probably upper 30 to 20% of people. Like, you take, you know, like individuals or households, like 1 in 5 or like maybe 3 in 10, probably aren't. They're not down bad for money in the same way. Disposable income, yeah, exactly. They have more disposable income to where this isn't a direct problem. 80K in single is easy, yeah, exactly. And also it depends on where you're living, right? I mean, I know in some places 80K is like nothing, but in some places it is a lot more.
I am here to tell you
Okay, so
today.
that's that video. I guess I'll start watching this next one. I don't know that I necessarily have much else to talk about here. I feel like he kind of went over it. But we'll get started. If he says something of note or of interest, then we'll finish it. But if he just kind of starts going over the same stuff, then we might just stop.
I find it to be so fucking funny that, like, everybody is talking about this character whenever the game is $130. And there's a 3-day early access window for this game for $110. Who the fuck cares? Really, like, he's gonna be wearing a helmet most of the time anyway. This is really not the biggest problem with the game. I'm sorry, it's just not. Who cares? I think that they added, Yasuke.
Okay.
Like, I think
He's been worn down to my position, it feels like.
it is because he's a black guy, right? I think it is. That's probably the reason why. And whenever you see that, it does kind of make it where it's like, oh, okay, well, this is kind of a message that they're trying to put out there. But that's really not going to make me not play the game. We can say both. Yeah, you can say both things are true. Well, sure. The price is wrong. Yeah, the price is the problem. Fuck the game. Look at the price. A lot of companies never learn. Do you want to know the real reason why they never learn? It's because they are learning. I bet they're making money off of it. That's the real reason. That is the reason more than anything else. They are making money off of it. And I think that, like, really, this kind of stuff, it'll keep happening.
I think the thing about, like, woke stuff and, like, politics or whatever, I think if the product is good, I feel like anti-woke backlash probably does help it, right? Like, I think if you look at, like, if you look at the Barbie movie, obviously there was a whole Barbenheimer phenomenon, but you also had the discourse of, like, feminism, patriarchy, blah, woke, blah, blah. But guess what? The movie's good, and it's fun. And so that discourse happens, it brings awareness to the movie, and because it's good, it was a success. But it can also backlash, right? If you look at maybe like something like the Marvels, right? Do I necessarily think that movie bombed because it was woke? I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, it's just a bad movie. You have like there was the steady decline of the MCU, but yeah, I mean, I think you probably can't deny that that like all the Brie Larson controversy or whatever, I think it probably does hurt the movie when it's bad. So I think that I think there's a lot of validity there.
until the companies start losing money. And the moment that they start losing money, then everything is going to completely change. And they're going to act like this.
Because like at the end of the day, like the more people talk about something, I want to clarify my position there. I don't think most people in the general audience care about like politics or whatever. I think they just want to watch good content. They want to watch good movies. They want to play good games. I think like the political discussion brings awareness to the game. And awareness is not always good because if the game is bad, then you get a Morbius. Then you get the Marvels. Then you get your Madam Web, where everybody knows about it, but nobody actually wanted to watch it.
Never happened before. It's not an issue because black. It's an issue because he's not Asian. Why is representation only for blacks? Well, I think there's a lot of Japanese people that feel that way, and I think it's totally fair to feel that way. I mean, if you want to have a, it's like this is kind of the. I remember people like making a comparison to like Resident Evil 5. I think it's kind of the same thing, and everyone's complaining that they're still gonna fucking buy it, man. No, I don't think that a lot of people are going to buy this game. I don't think so, and I don't think it has anything to do with Yasuke or anything. I think the truth is that Ubisoft has damaged their reputation so much. Like, what are the last few Ubisoft games that have come out recently? Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Assassin's Creed always just sells well because it's Assassin's Creed. Like, I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla was like a massive success. So I think it's Call of Duty. I think it is going to sell a lot of copies.
Let's see, just where is it? Skull and Bones, right? Oh no, I can't look it up, can I? Oh no, Prince of Persia. Yeah.
Like I feel like most gamers don't buy Ubisoft games. I think they buy Assassin's Creed and they buy Far Cry.
Yeah, this is it. This is their last game that they did. Oh no, this is the wrong one. I'm an idiot. I just looked at the picture and it seemed like it was the same graphics. So they're all Ubisoft games. Okay. Well, here's the point, right? 2003? Yeah, I was like, Sands of Time, I was like, I don't remember being called that, but then I saw like the graphics, I was like, I kind of looked like that, but yeah, fucking, no, wrong game. Anyway, Valhalla's on Steam, yeah, but it's only one game. Either way, I think that the reputation of Ubisoft is so damaged and so bad that it's gonna be very hard for them to recover that. So, for example, like, if you look at the Prince of Persia game, like, I forgot even what it was called, but there's a new Prince of Persia game that came out on Epic Games, and it was like the 2D Metroidvania game. It was very well designed and a great game. Like, I played it a lot, and not a lot, actually, I played through like the first half of the game, and I actually thought it was a really lost crown. Yeah, it's a tremendously great game. The problem really was the fact that it was a Ubisoft game, so people thought it was bad categorically, and also the other reason was because it was like $60 or something like that. The truth is that the market views
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna have any impact on Assassin's Creed.
Metroidvania games as lower in quality and lower in price. So whenever you put a game out into a market that's this is a $20, $40, like 40 at the absolute most, right? I'm sure they might sell Hollow Knight 2 for $40, Silksong, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be 60. And I could be wrong though. We'll see what happens. But in general, like with these games, they're expected to be lower in price. So Ubisoft does the thing that they do with the 3-day early access, etc. And you're gonna have a lot of people that just they don't want to play the game. 40 is fair. I think 40 is totally fine. $40 for a game like that is totally okay. Normies will still buy it, no, and they're the biggest audience. No, I don't think that normies do buy it, and that's the issue. Is that like, I could see a game like this, because this game does kind of look cool. I could see a game like this kind of hitting a normie audience and being pretty popular. Could I really see a game like the Prince of Persia game hitting a
No, normies just buy Assassin's Creed. I mean, that's just
normie audience? Absolutely not. No, because it's just an outdated type of game design. And the only people that really play games like that are like super invested gamers, you know? Ubisoft made a plus of 400 million last year. Yeah, there's a reason why they keep pushing this. There's a reason why they keep doing the like the Ubisoft Plus and everything like that. It's because they're making money off of it. Absolutely. They do, bro. Assassin's Creed is popular with a lot of people. Yeah, well, I'm not saying that it's not, but what I'm saying is that it's not like every single game is going to do very well. And also, like, am I the only person that, like, if I look at the way this character
No, I think Assassin's Creed, it just does well all the time.
looks, these graphics are really fucking good. This looks really fucking good. And I bet it took a lot of money to do this. It's CGI. Well, regardless, I bet it took a lot of fucking money. And that's my point, is that if the game took that much money to make, like Alan Wake 2 is a good example of this, right? Alan Wake 2 had a huge budget, and apparently they still haven't made their money back on it. So even if a game sells well, like Alan Wake 2 did, it's still not going to make back some of these massive budgets. You see what I'm saying? Ubisoft never makes gameplay trailer reveals. Yeah, that's probably not what's going to happen. What's this here? This is just another Assassin's Creed Origins. We got kind of being real nice. I think Africa-based Assassin's Creed will do so in its origins. Was Origins based in Egypt, if I recall? I have no idea. Like, as I said before, I've never really been like a big fan of Assassin's Creed. I don't really like stealth games, to be honest with you. That's why, for example, the only part of this trailer that I liked was whenever this guy came down with a hammer and started smashing people. And so, other than that, I didn't really give a shit about the trailer. Like, I'm just, this is just like my opinion on like the game. I don't know if the gameplay's gonna be good or not. Whenever it comes out, I'll probably play it for sure, right? But like, I can't expect that I'm going to like it a whole lot. That would be legit. If you played as a Zulu hunting animals in Africa, though. Well, I think that'd be really cool too. Yeah, I mean, I think that really it's just about. I think that people don't have a problem with representation. I think people have a problem with authenticity, and they think that whenever a company like Ubisoft does something like this, that it's being done for an inauthentic reason. And I tend to agree with them. I think that they do it for like. I think that they're not doing it for an entirely creative reason. They're doing it for a reason that is like social or political in some degree, right?
I just don't even know that I necessarily care about that. Like, if somebody wants, like actually just think about it for a second here. Is it bad for an artist to want to have a message in their games? No. That's not a bad thing. That's what art is. A lot of art is made to spread the message of the artist. That's just what art is. I don't understand why it's bad for like messages to be in art. That's such an unhinged take to have.
And I think that's really what the issue is that people have with a lot of these different games, because I don't think anybody genuinely thinks this is a bad thing. Nobody really cares about this. But the reason why people bring it up is that it feels inauthentic. Because Ubisoft didn't give
clearly they do. I'm sorry. Like, clearly people care.
Yusuke Killmonger haircut? No, I think that wouldn't make any sense, right? We have an issue with watching history. Why they do this game? They don't do Japanese history and characters. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I think that, like, I mean, the Assassin's Creed games are not extremely, like, they're not one-to-one historical references, right? I mean, they're not. Like, they have an element of that in there, and then there's also, like, kind of some degrees of extreme at the same time. They used to be better, yeah, and so...
Not some degrees, very much extreme.
Like, it's not one-to-one. So, I think that that's not really that big of a deal. Assassin's Creed had George Washington as a king. Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's probably, I don't think that happened. It's not even close to one-to-one. Don't say that. Yeah, I don't really think so either. And so that's really what it comes down to, is it's about people's perception of authenticity. And that's what matters more than anything else. That's why, for example, like, you know, I was talking to you guys yesterday about, like, how, like, certain streamers will, like, as soon as people perceive somebody to be inauthentic, they perceive everything that they do to also be inauthentic. Because, like, after the trust is broken, it's hard to get it back again. And I was talking about, like, Dream. I think this is a lot the same thing, because, like, people have kind of seen this happen with a lot of media, and so they're automatically, like, predisposed to instantly react this way. No, is equated to native as country, religion, or culture. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely say that this is, like, I don't really understand, maybe I'm stupid, right? But I don't understand what the difference between these two things are. It's like basically Resident Evil 5 was bad because it was somebody coming from, you know, I guess...
Oh, yeah, no, again, like, listen. Mental illness on both sides of the aisle, absolutely.
Well, presumably America or Britain, and, like, shooting people in Africa, but it's okay if Yusuke does this and he's not from Japan and he's killing people in Japan. Like, I feel like it's the same thing, right? Yusuke is real, though? Yeah, but, like... Does that really matter? I mean, I don't know. Like, how would that matter? Yeah, I was going to say Japanese, but I was reading or thinking about something else at the same time. And zombies versus people. Well, I feel like wouldn't zombies, in my opinion, I think zombies would be like, you could justify killing zombies way more than killing people, right? I mean, like, that's because, like, they're zombies, so it would be way easier to do that. Yeah, historical fiction's a thing. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, I think that would just make the point.
Yeah, like, it's fucking stupid. Yeah, like Resident Evil 5. It's like, what? You're going to Africa, or I don't know where they went. We'll just say it's Africa. I've never played Resident Evil 5. You're making a game in Africa and you're playing as a white person. What? It's fucking stupid. It's stupid. It's all stupid.
I do think it's kind of hypocritical to criticize Resident Evil 5 and then think that, you know, the new Assassin's Creed game isn't the exact same thing, which fundamentally it is. So yeah, I agree with this. I think it's ridiculous, and it's an obvious double standard. When the game's announced, I expect to be playing as a badass Japanese ninja or samurai. I mean, I'm gonna go back to what I said about this game. Like, people are posting about this game like fucking crazy. Like, holy shit, people, WoW streamer angry. Oh yeah, one of my mods told me that Taliesin was unhappy about me. I'll watch this in a minute. But yeah, people are going crazy about this. Here's the thing, guys, and I really want you to believe me, okay? When Assassin's Creed comes out, if the game is bad, this will have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I promise you. Like, so, like, I'm telling you, like, guaranteed. What if it's good, though? Well, then it's going to have nothing to do with it as well. That's the thing. It will have to. Yes, it's not. This will not make the game bad. Want to call on your chat?
Fair enough. Listen, okay, Asmongold has calmed down a bit, I feel like. Or at least he's, like, kind of, like, once he's, like, clarified his position here, I guess maybe we don't necessarily disagree as much. I feel like to be fair, I guess, like, I guess really where our disagreement would come from at the end of the day is that he just thinks more about politics than I do. And it's just like he's just kind of his brain seems to be a little rotted by like political discourse, and he thinks about it, I guess, when he plays games. I personally don't.
That's gonna play it. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, people are going to say they're not going to do it, or they will do it, and then later on they change their mind. I don't see, like, what's the purpose of that, right? It doesn't really matter. Good game equals nothing else matter. Yeah. If it ridicules, what do you call it? If I ridiculous chance you haven't seen Afro Samurai, then you've seen it rocks. Well, I haven't seen Afro Samurai, actually. I'm not sure. People like change their minds. It's crazy. Yeah, anyway, so I think that this game will probably have, like, 10 other problems that have nothing to do with this. Like, it's very easy to talk about this and get mad about it, sure. But, like, I mean, after looking at, like, all these other issues, like, I personally feel like this is a footnote compared to the way that the game is priced. And they keep trying to get people to buy into, like, their subscription services. I find this to be much more annoying than the fact that they have, like, a black protagonist. That's silly. Like, I mean, the truth is that, like, at least this guy is real. It's not like he wasn't real. It's debatable whether he was, like, a samurai or not. I don't really know. I don't really think it makes that big of a difference, honestly. But, you know, I've been reading things on Twitter about this, and it seems like most people who know about it generally think that he was. Like, but, like, I'm not really sure, like, is that really something that, like, you know, these people feel like they have to say that or not?
I saw a tweet. There was a video. I didn't actually watch the video, but there was like a video of a Japanese guy. He was wearing some kind of, like, Japanese robe or something, and he said apparently that he is a samurai. So I want to trust that guy.
There does seem like most people that are informed about the topic think that this guy actually was a samurai. So I mean, I'm sure there are people in chat that are saying no, he wasn't. But I'm talking about, like, somebody that has, like, an actual credential, right, rather than just, like, a chatter source. Well, yeah, I mean, you can just look on Twitter. It's the opposite. Yeah, who knows? Anime YouTuber missed the point entirely.
Source, look on Twitter.
Texas to backlash to the new Assassin's Creed trailer is some of the most nonsensical and infuriating stuff I've ever seen. Asmongold went on this insane spiel about how it doesn't make any sense for this game to star a woman and a black man, and it's like, like, he tries to use logic to, like, ground his basis in, and none of it makes any sense.
I think it does. Like, so if you're a big anime fan, I could see why this would be confusing to you. But if you understand biology, realistically, there's going to be no situation where a woman is going to be, like, faster or more agile or stronger than a man. Like, that's just not the way it works. It's biology. That's why we have, like, men and women's sports.
I see this, and my immediate thought is...
Yeah, that's just... And again, like, that's just on average. Yeah, of course, on average.
They did this for brownie points. I can't...
Yeah, I think that's the way a lot of people feel about it. It's the same with having, like, a girl as an assassin. Like, like, bro, like, yeah, you had a little bit of that, but, like, what are we doing here? Like, we gonna really talk about this is what feudal Japan was like? It's a story.
Well, this is the reason why I said this, is because is this really representative of what the time was like, to have the two main characters in the story be a black guy and a girl? Is that really representative of feudal Japan in any capacity? It's not. It's obvious.
Yeah, and a minotaur being real is also just not representative of ancient Greece. So I guess Assassin's Creed Odyssey has to take that L as well.
Fucking not. How is anybody debating this? And I even said that I don't like it does hurt the authenticity of a game like this whenever I feel like they did this for like a social reason. But if the game is good, I will still play the game. I don't really care about this. Like this is like it's like a footnote in the fact that the game is $130.
About a black guy and a girl. Whenever I see like a game that comes out and it has, you know, this is feudal Japan and like the main character is a black guy and a girl, I immediately like there's like no escapism that this can provide because the entire story is built on the foundation of trying to appeal to a quote modern audience. So like this, I don't view this as like an authentic like piece of fiction. I don't view it as a it's not historical. It's just like kind of fan fiction in a way. There's not a real situation where like a woman is going to be able to like beat 3 guys as an assassin. It's just not real. Everybody knows it's not real.
Oh my god, okay, here we go. His whole thing seems to be like, this is annoying because it's not realistic, and Assassin's Creed games are realistic fiction. Do you forget that in
I think that
the second game, you fight the Pope, and he's a wizard? These are fantasy games.
Well, didn't I just say a minute ago it's fiction?
What the
I just
fuck?
said it was fiction, right?
Does that happen?
It seems to be like, this is annoying because it's not realistic, and Assassin's Creed games are realistic fiction. Do you forget that in
I think that
the second game, you fight the Pope, and he's a wizard? These are fantasy games.
Well, didn't I just say a minute ago it's fiction? I just said it was fiction, right?
As a it's not historical of no escapism that this can provide because the entire story is built on the foundation of trying to appeal to a quote modern audience. So like this, I don't view this as like an authentic like piece of fiction.
Fiction's whenever it's not real. So again, yeah.
Then what are you talking about? Like authentic versus non-authentic? Like I don't even know what we're talking about here anymore. Then
I said it right there. You said it wasn't authentic fiction. I said that it wasn't. I said it wasn't authentic fiction, and I said that it wasn't historical, and it was somewhere in the middle. And it was like a weird middle ground that I thought was like inauthentic, which I think it is.
Fight the Pope, and he's a wizard.
Is this authentic? I need your opinion as far as whether or not this is authentic. Fucking Pope wizard guy.
These are fantasy games, my dude. The Pope just turned invisible. Dude, everybody knows a woman couldn't take on 3 guys. It's just not realistic. Everybody knows it. They're just making a fool of themselves with this dumb fantasy bullshit. My guy, there isn't a single aspect of any of these games that's even close to being realistic. If your whole thing is that your immersion is broken because a woman is doing the things that Ezio was able to do, it's just sexism. It's not like an appreciation for history. Also, even if you...
I think that like again,
I don't think it's sexism. I just think it's like I just think it's like mental illness born out of the culture war.
you want to have something that's like partially believable. And I think that that's really kind of what the problem is that whenever you diverge too much from something that's believable, you then break, I think, again, that authentic fiction. And I think that's what's obviously happened. Yeah,
I'm sorry, but like some guy jumping into hay bales, that breaks the authenticity way more than a girl beating up like, some guys with like stabbing them. Like I don't in Assassin's Creed. No, sorry, to be fair, like in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Cassandra does just throw hands with people.
Is that Stellar Blade? So the reason, that's a stupid thing to say, but I'll address it. So Stellar Blade makes sense because she's a.
I think Stellar Blade. I think Eve is like an android or something.
Robot. You understand? So that doesn't like that. That's it, right? So she's a robot. It's completely irrelevant.
You want to agree with is like a woman couldn't take on 3 guys bullshit? She doesn't. Look, this is in the trailer, her failing to take on 3 guys, and then learning the ways of stealth rather than brute force so that she could then better take on multiple opponents. So even your dumb sexist argument gets handled in this trailer. At one point he's all...
It's just biology. You're gonna get mad at me all you want. It's just biology, man.
I mean, it is true. I mean, listen, the guy's like soy or whatever, but he's not wrong. I don't think Asmongold is a sexist. I don't have enough information to say that, you know? But I mean, he's not wrong. Like the trailer does, like the man is the guy who's using brute force. The girl is being stealthy and she's using weapons and whatnot.
Like I'm not. It's just the way it is. Like, why are you getting? I didn't program it this way. Get mad at God.
Also, like, yeah, you know, if they made a game set in feudal Japan starring a white guy, that'd be just as ridiculous. I'd also be just as annoyed. I don't know. Nobody cared when William Wallace was fighting demons in Neo 1 because it's literally the same thing. Anyone who's gonna be like, well, William Wallace historically was a real samurai and Yosuke was just a retainer. And we suspended our disbelief for him fighting demons. We could suspend our.
I never played this game. I mean, I didn't play this game. Like now I have to defend this other game. Like I don't know what. Like I don't know. Maybe it was stupid.
Yeah, I mean, like again, but he's not wrong. Nobody cared. He's not wrong in that nobody cared. People care now. Because there are mentally ill people on Twitter that their brains have just become broken because of the culture war. I mean, this is just absolutely true.
Like, maybe he's right. Maybe this one was stupid too. Yeah, I don't know. Like, would I have to defend every other type of samurai game? This is my opinion about this one game. You have a point though? Well, I don't know. I mean, so I think there's a lot of instances that like, so was Neo 2 developed by a Japanese studio? I think it was developed by Team Ninja, right? Because people wanted me to play the game, but I don't know if that's. Yeah, Team Ninja. Yeah, that's what I thought, right? And so I think it's a very different thing whenever like a studio does it that's part of the culture, right? It's like they're.
This is just so stupid. This is just so stupid. Like, what is he gonna say here that this girl should have been bullied because she's not Japanese? That it's okay for Japanese people, or sorry, I'll lower down like the situation. Is it like valid for Japanese people to be offended by this girl for wearing, or sorry, not Japanese people, Chinese people? Is it like valid for Chinese people to be offended by this girl? I would say no. I think that's ridiculous. Like, you being a part of a culture that doesn't give you ownership over history, over artistic liberties. Like, no.
Native to that ethnicity, they're native to that culture. So there's a greater amount of like there's not the assumption of like appropriation there because it's their own culture versus you know, Ubisoft, which is a French developer, has nothing to do with
cultural appropriation. I just think is silly. I don't care about it.
Yeah. So that's really, like, I would say that's a difference, but I don't know. I could draw differences and, you know, it's basically not appropriation. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, I could draw differences and talk about this, but, like, the truth is I didn't play that game. Like, why do I have to defend this? I'm not even talking about that. Who's talking about Neo 2?
Believe for Yosuke being a samurai. And this dude's beef is like the main protagonist in this game set in Japan is a black man. And like, I don't know if he means the main protagonist or like the main male protagonist, but if he means the main protagonist, she seems like the main protagonist to me. She takes up more of the trailer. If you're a person of color and you see Ubisoft making the male lead a black man is like annoying tokenism, I don't really have a stance on that. I personally
you do. You just know that if you say what your stance is, you're gonna look stupid because you're gonna say that they're stupid because they're wrong. But you can't say that because then it optically looks bad. That's the reason why. I mean,
I didn't hear what he said.
And
I'm talking about that. Who's talking about Neo 2?
I don't know if he means the main
all right.
protagonist or like the main male protagonist. But if he means the main protagonist, she seems like the main protagonist to me. She takes up more of the trailer. If you're a person of color and you see Ubisoft making the male lead a black man is like annoying tokenism, I don't really have a stance on that. I personally
You do. You just know that if you say
I don't know. I don't care that he's black. Like, I think he makes dumb arguments as a human being. I don't see color personally. You know what I mean?
stance is you're gonna look stupid because you're gonna say that they're stupid
because they're wrong. But you can't say that because then it optically looks bad. That's the
I don't care about optics, motherfucker.
reason why. I mean, like, what are we doing? Is there anybody here that doesn't, but you can't say it? Yeah, it's just, it's so obvious.
I think it's pretty cool because it adds, like, a unique perspective to a set. You see Ubisoft making the male lead a black man is, like, annoying tokenism. I don't really have a stance on that. I personally think it's pretty cool because it adds, like, a unique perspective to a set.
Okay, hold on. I guess I'll engage with that a bit more. It personally annoys me that, like, black people and, like, minorities, it's just, their existence is just, like, political, you know? Like, Yasuke can't just be a character. Now it has to be about, how is Yasuke representing black people? It's like, why does that have to be what it's about? Like, why can't he just be a character? You know what I mean? It's like, why does it matter, like, why does it matter, like, what representation it is? I feel like there are enough black people in media at this point that they can just be black people, or that they can just be people. And black characters can just be good or bad characters based on the character and the way that it's written. Like, I feel like we can stop analyzing every fucking black character based on whether or not it's good or bad representation. That would be my take on that.
So you personally think it's pretty cool, but I can't personally think that. Like, and I didn't even think it's not bad. I just think that it's obviously done for a political reason. Like, that's the reason. It's not really representative of feudal Japan. So, like, so your personal opinion. Now I can't have mine.
And then it's like, oh, it's not representative of feudal Japan. No one person, no one character should be representative of all of the country that they're in. That's like already, that in and of itself is like such a weird thing to even like. That's like a weird thing to even like take into consideration. Why should one character be representative of what the country is like? It is fine for one character to be unique. Yeah, like why is this the standard that we have?
Gotten in like any other samurai game. There are Japanese people who are genuinely annoyed that both protagonists aren't Japanese. I see that as a valid criticism, especially considering like we've never had Japanese.
I do not.
Protagonists in Assassin's Creed games before.
Why does that matter? There are Japanese protagonists in other games. Why does Assassin's Creed have to why does Assassin's Creed have to assume some weird responsibility? Assassin's Creed should just be able to make whatever game they want to make.
So then
it is true. It does seem like he's like weirdly looped around to like the other point.
I had to sit through this shit for 4 minutes for nothing. I wish I could ban this kid from chat, man. I spent 4 minutes on this kid for no fucking reason.
If they made an Assassin's Creed game in like England or Singapore or literally any other country and did 2 protagonists, you know that they would never do one protagonist be like from that country and the other protagonist be Japanese. You know what I mean? I can see people being like, what?
Oh man, I think we just wasted 4 minutes, guys.
That is funny. That is actually very funny.
The hell, this is a Japanese representation of Assassin's Creed.
We just wasted 4 minutes.
Japanese.
Oh my
totally
god.
There, that's completely valid. All the stuff about her being a woman though is just like you lying to yourself without being sexist.
Oh my god. Wow. Well, that's a -4 minutes, right, guys? That's crazy. What a twist. At the very end, he actually agrees with everything he said. That is amazing. Why is it titled Anime YouTuber? I don't know. I mean, maybe because it sounds like one. I don't even know who this guy is. I have no clue. That's right here. I don't know if I want to look at that. What's the whole point of people wanting a Samurai Assassin's Creed for 10 years? Yeah, I mean, I don't, like, listen. I feel like this... I'm gonna be real, guys. I don't give a fuck about this as much as everybody else on the subreddit.
Yeah, like, I just don't think that just because you wanted to play as a... Like, I just think it is in, I just don't think it's, like, a valid position to have that, like, artists shouldn't be able to make their art because, like, you really, I guess, wanted to play as a Japanese man. That's just a weird position to take. Like, to me, right? Like, I just don't relate to it. I don't like when I watch art, when I consume art, when I watch a movie, when I watch a TV show, when I watch a thing, I'm always like, all right, show me what you got. That's generally how I approach these kinds of things. Like, even when it's like an adaptation of a thing, right? Like, I don't watch like Christopher Nolan's movies and go, well, this isn't accurate to Batman the Animated Series. Why is it so rooted in realism? I go, like, why doesn't Bane have like fucking like tubes and the super soldier serum or Venom or whatever, Titan, I don't know, whatever it is. I just like, okay, this is Christopher Nolan's vision. Let's see if it's good or not. This is just like such a weird approach to art in general, where it's like, I've been imagining a version of a game for 10 years, and because it's not the exact same version that I imagined, I'm mad now. It's like, what? That's just a weird way to approach things, you know?
Nobody gives a fuck about this. Like, some of the people on this Reddit care about it way more than I do. No, like, I have an opinion about it. That's what my opinion is. But I don't really care. So let's fucking move on. This is a Japanese historical expert. Yes, apparently it's been confirmed. Must see. Ubisoft has lost their mind. Is an expert in gender studies, investigating romantic relationships with...
Can you move on from this? I don't want to hear about that, actually.
Probably fake. It's gotta be fake, right?
Oh, wait, sorry. Did you? Oh, sorry. I didn't even understand what this was. Is an expert in gender studies investigating romantic relationships with adolescent boys? What? I mean, is she also a historian? I don't know.
It's fake. It's fake. Guys, it's 100% fake. There's no way it's real. It's fake. Yeah. Let's be honest. It's gotta be fake. I don't believe it. Oh, yeah, sure. Bro.
That's funny.
I am so upset the fact that this guy didn't get arrested and put in there for longer. Is he still in Israeli jail, by the way? I feel like we haven't heard about this dude at all. Is he still in Israeli jail? No? Well, he got out? Oh my god, he got out. Damn. Let's see here. This game is historically accurate. This game is historically inaccurate. This game is 120. See, this is basically the way that I feel about it. I'm sorry. This is my fucking opinion. Yeah, there it is. That's the real reason.
And then I'm like a little flea in the corner there that's going like, I don't care. And just don't buy the really expensive version. So yeah, I guess that is ultimately, that sums up my perspective on the whole thing. I kind of just don't care. And just don't buy the expensive version of the game. If you just want the base game, just pay the $70. If you also want to just buy the DLC ahead of time, pay the $110. I don't think that's unreasonable pricing based on the standard of pricing and for the past 10 years of gaming. And if you want, you can also rent it. Anyways, let me know what you think about everything in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.